So let's think about what perception actually means. So much of NLP is based on the changing of perception. We talk quite often about a thing called an internal representation, which is basically the little picture that you run inside your head. And in an NLP world, what we believe is that little picture becomes your reality. Let me show you just a simple example of that. What I want you to imagine just now is I want you to imagine chewing on a lemon. Just imagine what it would be like to chew on a lemon. Make it as real as you can if you want to. You can even close your eyes if that's something that you would like to do. So just imagine it inside your head, chewing on a lemon. Imagine what it would taste like, feel like, smell like, the texture of the lemon in your mouth, how that lemon juice gets all up into your jaws. Imagine if it was a really zingy lemon. And what you should find is that your mouth is now watering. Now that is perception. You know that lemon isn't real, yet when you imagine it inside your mind, your body responds as if it's real. Now, when we think about it, this is actually how most of our world works. So one of my most common examples is spiders. We talk about them all the time because they're just such a simple example. People aren't scared of spiders. They're scared of what they perceive the spider is going to do. You know, spiders spend a lot of time just sitting completely still. If you ever get to come to one of our trainings, you'll actually see that I do an amazing spider impression, which is quite special and quite something to see. But for just now, just imagine it inside your head. Spiders sit and just do nothing. A spider on a wall is actually not that terrifying, unless, of course, you're watching this in Australia, where that is maybe something to be scared of. But in Britain, where we are, it's not really something to be terrified of. But people are terrified, but not of that spider. They're scared because what they do inside their mind is they run a picture of a spider being on them or being somewhere connected to them, and this is where that fear comes from. It's all about perception. If we can put the spider back on the wall and be able to help someone perceive that that spider isn't moving and the spider is still and the world is not as terrifying as they think it is, all of a sudden the whole thing changes. And this is what NLP is based on. Imagine though, so we talked about lemons just a minute ago. If you think about that lemon example, if you imagine in your head, I now replace that lemon picture and replace it with a picture of you feeling that you're not good enough or feeling judged or feeling as if something bad is going to happen. This is where so many of our problems and challenges in life come from. That last one that I mentioned, here's a picture of something bad's going to happen. There's anxiety for you. This is panic attacks, anxiety attacks, and all these types of things. We know that the picture isn't real, but inside our mind, our bodies are responding as if it is. So what we do in NLP is we help people change the perception of the world. We don't have to change out here, we need to change in here. An easy example of that we'll use a little bit later when we expand on this model is a fear of flying. So if you think that, if you know anybody that's scared of flying, maybe even you're scared of flying, what I'm going to say to you is you're not scared of flying. You're scared about your thoughts about flying. You're scared of crashing more than likely, and that's because you run pictures of this plane's going to crash, and therefore you get to be terrified. When you start thinking about this, start to look at it in your own life. You'll start to notice that actually all around your life there are points where your perception is the problem. Not the world itself, but actually just your perception of the world. And this is what NLP allows you to do. To change them, to alter them, and therefore sometimes can feel a little bit like magic. You can feel like the change is happening so quickly that actually you can almost not believe that that's actually happened in that way. What Steve's going to talk to you about is a little bit more about perception. In fact, what he's about to tell you is how actually he became a champion dancer. Seriously. I know you might not look at like it if you just look at him on this camera, but I promise you, those hips, quite amazing. And he's going to tell you all about it in just a second. I'll be back later on to talk to you a wee bit more.